Hello Aquarius, this is your general reading for September 2023. Welcome. This is a major arcana reading. I'm going to use 3 cards and 3 cards only to do this reading. Card number 1 represents things as they appear to you. Card number 3 represents things as they actually are. And card number 2, sitting in the middle, represents whatever it is that is obscuring your vision from seeing things as they really are and keeping you in a position of seeing things as they appear to you. Because as I'm sure you know, things as they appear to be and things as they actually are very, very often 2 very different things. So let's have a look at this. I'm just going to do another little shuffle. Probably one more. One I'm shuffling just to say, you know, the YouTube algorithm likes to chew on interaction. So throw it a bone if you like, give it a like, give it a thumbs down if you don't like it, give it a comment, subscribe if you fancy it. See what you want to do. And if you don't want to do anything, don't do anything. Okay. Right, that was the final shuffle. So I'm going to split the pack now into 3. Oh, that one's coming there. Doesn't make any difference. That one's there. Okay, card number 1. The moon. Goodness me, this has come up a lot. This has come up a lot in this series of readings, sometimes in the reverse, sometimes in the upright. This time it's in the upright. So that's card number 1, things as you see them, the moon. Card number 2, how interesting, death in the reverse. And card number 3, oh, at last, the star. All through these readings I've been thinking, where are all the nice cards? We got one at last. Okay, let's have a look at this. Right. My basic message here, or the basic what I'm getting off this, is that it's not over. Something is not over. Or something kind of is over, but it's been over for ages. And there's no point in going on considering it. But my general sense is that it's my first interpretation, and that's about death in the reverse here in the middle. It's not over, whatever it is. Now, things as you see them, the moon, there's a lot swilling around, okay? Goodness knows what is swilling around in some situation that you're in, or some connection that you're in. You're not sure what's going on. The tide of hope rises, the tide of despair falls, or the other way, and you're swinging from one thing to the other, and it's unclear, it's veiled, it's a bit murky, a bit dark. There's something sort of rather mysterious going on. And I'm going to talk in this reading, in this moon card, about this lobster. Because I've always wondered why the lobster forms part of this. Now, I did a bit of research about these lobsters. Right? It's like, what is that lobster doing there? Flip's sake. What it is about lobsters is that they live an incredibly long time, and they live on their own at the bottom of the sea. And they have a genetic kind of speciality, lobsters, wherein they live for an inordinately long time in comparison to other crustacea. And they shed their skin, they shed that shell, and it takes ages for the shell to shed, and it takes ages for a new shell to form. So this is long-term stuff. It's stuff going on for a very, very long time at the bottom of the sea, coming up. It's come up. And not only has it come up, but it's flipping cooked. Look at that. Lobsters don't look like that generally, I think, unless they've been cooked. I'm not sure. But anyway, So this is about stuff that you've been wondering about for a long time. It's a situation that's been unclear for a long time. You've been taken up on the tide and then dropped back down on the tide as it rises and falls with the moon. And, you know, it's a bit bonkers, this situation. Like these dogs here, like baying at the moon, you know, it's murky. This whole thing is murky. Now, card number 3, the Star. Nothing murky going on here. Nothing murky at all. This is absolutely beautiful. This is faith. This is hope. This is certainty of your direction. This is following your North Star, your pole star, in all faith and sure and certain hope and faith that it's going to be all right. This card follows the Tower, and after the disaster, the unexpected disaster of the Tower, we have hope here. And it's very appropriate because, you know, after a Tower event, I know the Tower isn't in this reading, but that is, and it ain't a million miles away from the Tower, this one, because, I mean, the Tower is kind of inevitable. It's a bolt from the blue that brings all the structures that you counted on down. And that's what this does too. This has the quality of inevitability about it. And this is about acceptance of that, you know, certain things can't be controlled. And when it's time for the reaper to reap everything up, it will come, and it will come to us all. And it's about accepting that and growing through acceptance of that. But anyway, here it is in the reverse. So what you're not seeing is that some factor in whatever has been swilling around for many moons here, maybe months, you know, I'm not going to put like time estimations on things, but there's a kind of long-term quality to this. And this is like card number 18, really near to the end of the, so we've got 17 and 18, really near to the end of the cycle. And it's this thing where, you know, sooner or later in an endeavor, you have to deal with the kind of the murky stuff swilling around at the bottom of something. Okay, and that's where the lobster comes into it as well. But the impression I have is that you've kind of given up hope that something can be resolved. And you know, you're sort of punch drunk with being lifted and dropped and lifted and dropped by these tides. But don't give up hope, because it's not over. All right, nothing's actually kind of done with here. It's still in play, whatever it is that has brought you to this reading. And the Star here in the upright is absolute certainty of that. There is everything still to hope for. There is everything still to wish for. It's not a dead duck. Okay, that's what I'm getting in this reading, Aquarius. So if you can maybe put your exhaustion, I'm getting a feeling of exhaustion with this, and just having been ground down by this process of rising and falling and hope and despair and not being able to get to the bottom of anything, and knowing, really feeling that there's all this like murky gunky shit down the bottom of whatever it is. If you can just kind of accept that you're going to feel like that through whatever it is that's been going on, put that to one side. And, well, just, you know, don't ignore it, but just, you know, acknowledge it, park it, and know that this is not a dead duck. All right. And that might, if you can manage that, if you can like disinvest yourself from despair, okay, and the kind of the madness of despair. And it is a kind of madness because, you know, nothing is ever over until it's over, but it's not over. There is a lot to be looking forward to. There's still life in this process, in this situation, in this connection, whatever it is. And the pouring of the fluid into the source, what's coming out of those jugs came from the source originally, and she's giving it back to the source. So there is this wonderful sense in this card of the unending flow of life. And as such, there is everything left to play for, Aquarius. So don't give up hope. Don't succumb to despair, all right? Because that would be a mistake, and they are never helpful. Everyone makes them, but they're never helpful. Right, there we go. I'm going to leave that there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that resonated with you. It's a nice message for me. Aquarius is my my ascendant, so I'm very happy to see the star there. And that is, I think, the card of Aquarius. So you're turning up in your own reading here in the final things as they really are. Remember, things as you see them, the hidden part of it, things as they really are. So, you know, there's a lot to be thankful for and a lot to be optimistic about, Aquarius. Right, I'll leave that there. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful month, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.